So welcome everyone to World of Wildlife. There we go. We've got a picture of wildlife to get you started. So my name is Dr. Sarah Pai, and I'm the co-host of this event. The other host is Dr. June26, who runs the Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Centre in Borneo. Now he's on his way, and we'll get started. So he'll be here as soon as he can. So for those of you I don't know, I am the author of 8 books about wildlife. The majority of them actually focus on the life of Dr. June26, my co-host. So my doctorate focused on how can we use storytelling to engage non-scientists in conservation. Once I'd done that, part of my output of my doctorate was the black book there, Saving Sun Bears. And that's the biography of Dr. Wong. Once I'd finished that one, it was published the same year I got my doctorate. Then I've written 6 books about his adventures with different species in the rainforest. One of the most recent ones is that blue one at the front called Wildlife Wong and the Fig Wasp. And in the research of that, I got so excited by all the tiny animals in the rainforest and elsewhere who have an incredibly important role to play within biodiversity. So that's led me to grow a love of very, very small animals. My latest book, Curious Kai Asks Why, tells the story of an Australian girl who's got endless questions about wildlife. So she travels around Queensland with her mum, meeting real scientists who can answer her questions. I'm now working on the next one in that series, which will be called Curious Kai Quits School. So I'm really looking forward to getting that one out there at some point. So what have I been doing? I said 8 books, didn't I? There's 9 books, isn't there, Wunbing? Because yesterday we actually launched this book, Tim's Tiny 10, another book about the animals in Borneo. Now, what we find in Borneo is just like Africa, there's a top 5 creatures that people go to Borneo to see. But that negates all the incredible small creatures. So together with Albert Teo, who runs Borneo Eco Tours and has 2 lodges, one on the Kinabatangan and one in Tarban Wildlife Park. We've written this book together. All these incredible illustrations you can see on the cover were done by Wunbing, who's here today. And this story is a story about biodiversity and about relationships between humans and animals. I'm really proud of it, and it was really fun to have the online launch last night. What else have I been doing in the last month? I've been visiting a few schools, including Clunes Public School in New South Wales, where the children and I created rainforests in a jar. This is a way for me to explain how rainforests actually work and how they don't really need humans because they're a closed system. So the children build a rainforest in a jar or a terrarium and take it home so that they can actually take care of their own little rainforest. I've also produced my new prospectus of everything that I do in schools and things. So there's a link there if anyone wants to have a look at that. If you don't want to write down all those words, the easy way to find it is on my website, sarahrpai.com. And I would love you to help me share that with schools or education institutions that you know, so I can get in front of more kids and help connecting kids with nature. That'd be awesome. It was World Environment Day this week, which is a big time of year for many of us who work with wildlife. It's also my birthday and the birthday of Sandra Savanini, who's pictured here with me. She's the illustrator of Curious Kai Asks Why. So the stars certainly aligned when they put us together, both born on World Environment Day and both really passionate about wildlife. Then for World Environment Day, the next day, we had the Bug Day Out, which was absolutely fantastic. Jess, here you did such an incredible job organizing this event. It was fabulous. Really enjoyed it. And Lucy, our guest speaker, was there for that one as well. So it was a really, really interesting event. All right, I think that's me. Now, let's see if Wong is here. Wong,
yes, I'm here.
Yes, you're here. Well done. So let me introduce my friend, someone I admire incredibly. This is Dr. June26, the founder and director of the Bornean Sun Bear Conservation Centre in Borneo. And hopefully he's going to give us a little bit of an update on what's been going on with the bears and anything else in the rainforest that has come his way in the last month. Welcome, Wong.
Okay.
You're on.
Yeah, good, good, good. Thank you so much. Good to see all of you. Usually this time I'm driving to the office. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm gonna do this after I talk to all of you, and then but I was still listening when I'm driving with my phone. Okay. So right
Excellent.
now I'm at home with
Thank
my
you.
computer. Yeah, good, good. Well, so over the last month, I think May always is the last time when I talked to all of you was on May 10th, and May is always a very special month because it is the month for the International Sun Bear Day, and then because we have had several events and celebrations before May 16, the week right before May 16, we have the pre-International Days celebration, and we invited many school groups comes to our center and then have a lot of activities uh, with the visitors as well as the school kids as well. So it was a pretty fun two fun but tiring 2 weekend. And then for
Really good. Did
information,
it go well, Wong?
yeah, it went really well. The on the ninth is the was the pre-International Day celebrations is a weekend on Saturday, so we do a celebrations on that. And that's is coincidentally ninth is the birthday of Winnie Wong, my first daughter, and then 1 week later was International Sunday Day on May 16th, and it was
Which
uh,
incidentally is your birthday.
which is accidentally my birthday. And then, so for informations, we started the International Sunday Day about 10 years ago. So, no, 11 years ago in 2016. Why we use May 16 is because on May 16, 2015 was the day where we released our very first rehab bears called Madeline back into the forest. So we want to commemorate that special day. So we choose May 16. And then in Malaysia, May 16 is Teachers' Days as well. So we celebrate Teachers' Day on International Sunday, and also happened to be my birthday. So it was three celebration on that day. And then for those of you who miss out the event, actually I did uh, a 2 hours, no, 1.5 hours virtual tour on that day. So if you go through our
We can still access it
Facebook,
on your socials.
yeah, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, on DSPCC Facebook, I think it's still there. And then yeah, so you can kind of take a look at what's going on during the day. And then I spend a lot of time explaining and seeing the bears and explaining the bears and so on. And then yeah, so it was a very fun event. And then this International Sunbear Day is also this year also was celebrated together with Noichi Zoo, and then in Japan. And then in Japan, Noiji Zoo and other zoo that has sun bears, I think five of them also have a live Zoom event, Zoom video call event, and where they have a series of demonstrations, talks about their sun bears, shows the audience about the sun bears over there. And then I'm glad that there are more and more people recognize these days, and more people start to share their posting, do well, yeah, celebrating International Sunbed, and then hopefully everybody can do the same thing, and then just like International Tiger Day, International World Environmental Day, and things like that on May 16th. And
Mm.
then yeah, and then after that, on May 20th or 21st, I went to Tabin to check on the Tabin Sunbed project. And right now, Tino has been a complete wild bears now. She did not come back. I mean, since when? Since April 1st. It's not an April Fool story,
Well,
but
we've got a lot of new people here. Do you want to give a really short intro to what the
ah,
Tarbin project is?
okay, good. Well, Tabin Sunbear Project is what I call it. It's a field-based long-term sun bear conservation, research, rehabilitation, anti-poaching human bear conflict project. It's a long-term field-based project where we have a team of 6 people based there. And then 2.5 years ago, we brought our very first soft release sun bear cub called Tinom into the forest. And the soft release program is another types of rehabilitation program where we did with our bears. In the past, the 13 bears that we released so far is what we call as hard release. Those bears cub were rescued as a cub and raised at our Golden Summer Conservation Center. When they were adult, we choose the best bear who has the best behaviors and also shied away from strangers to release back into the wild. And then for the soft release program is the one that we bring the bear cub that we rescue straight to the forest in Tabin Wildlife Reserve. Tabin Wildlife Reserve is the forest reserve double the size of Singapore with no people live in there. So it's presumably it's a perfect wildlife habitat, as long as there's no people living there. And then we brought Tinom in January of 2024 into the forest and raised her in the forest every day, walk her, and then so on. And then until one day she refused to go back to the camp. She became more and more independent. Yeah, and then on this year, April 1st is the day where she do not want to come back, and then we let her be, and then slowly she's live in the forest 24 hours. So right now she live in the forest 24 hours. However, our team still go and look for her on a daily basis, and then give her food if needed. And then so right now almost 2 months now she has been living all by herself, or more than 2 months now living all by
That's
herself.
amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. It is very pleasant to see her progress. Right now she seems like she established a home range, on a site in the reserve, uh, several kilometers away from the camp, which is good. Because if she stay close to the camp, we got another backup called Pitang also there as well. Pitang, I think she got another 1 more year to go. And Pitang was sent to the camp in January last year, yeah, early last year. And then so she and Tina was about 1 year apart. So Pitang is still we still working Pitang as we speak. And then the new plan is for Manja. So next month on the 8th, we are going to send Manja to the forest for this rehabilitation soft release program. So the team will have additional backups to take care, to rehabilitate, to walk, and hopefully this kind of program where we will have a better success compared to the hard release one. Yeah, because hard release one, we see we experience few bears did not make it. It has we know the challenges for a bears that was reintroduced into a brand new forest where they do not know the local resources or yeah, although we see them doing well at our center, but it's a different. It's just like us when you were being released or dumped into a totally brand new environment. There are a lot of things that they need to figure it out in order to make a living in that new environment.
It's
So that
wonderful
was
to
me.
hear it's so successful, Juan, because I know you've been doing groundbreaking work with releasing bears, and that comes with challenges, and you're never quite sure if it's going to work. So it's really good to hear that the soft release is being so successful. So congratulations.
Yeah, but again, it is not easy though. Yeah, just like what I said, because our team live in the forest, and sometimes we have elephants passing through
Mhm.
or visiting and things like that, and there were plantation workers being killed by elephants. So yeah, so if I can choose, seriously, if I can choose not to do this kind of rehabilitation, I would definitely choose not to do this kind of rehabilitation and let the bears live in the forest peacefully and safely and happily.
Mhm.
And it is all about people doing all the bad things to the bears, to the wildlife. And this is something that we need to reverse the wrongdoing and try our best to help the bears as much as possible. If we give up, there will be no hope for them. We cannot give up.
Congratulations on the work you're doing, Wong. And if anyone wants to support Wong's work or find out more about it, then the best place to go is the website, bsbcc.my.org or .org.my. Which way around is it?
Yeah, .org.my.
org.my, or the socials as well. So yeah, follow along with Wong and see what he's up to. Thank you. That's so good. That's an awesome update.